I recommend you rent some fastened. Wait. There you go. So, I got a new camera. I got a new tripod for certain shots that I'm testing out right now. And, yeah, so I hope the video quality is a lot better. It certainly was a pricey camera. I know the picture quality is better. So, anyway. A little bit of news. Might be able to notice I haven't been doing any videos for the past couple of days. No, yeah. That's primarily because my grandmother has been hogging the computer Christmas shopping. Or Christmas surfing, I guess, would be another term for it. Another one would be, I don't want to mess with her when she's doing that. It's dangerous. But anyway, here's the good part. It seems to be like it's going to happen. I know my mom, and it might not. But anyway, I should be going on a 3-day trip. For the most part, pretty primitively with her. Now, we're bringing our packs. You know, with all our survival gear and stuff like that in it. But the difference is we're not going to use it. The only things we're really allowed to use on the trip: knife, water bottle, and if we just absolutely can't do it, then fire starter. Now, she didn't mention whether our knife kits and our EDC kits are still useful, if we can still use them. So I'm not sure about that. But anyway, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about just little simple utensils. You know, like how you can make a fork, a spoon, knife, yada yada, out of just the woods. You know, I don't carry utensils in my backpack, and that's the reason. I'll just make them while I'm out in the wild. It's easy, really easy. I mean, it's just what I've always done. I don't see the point in carrying all the extra weight when I'm surrounded by stuff I can just make it with. And for me, a fork, all I need for a fork is just a stick with a sharp end. That's it. I don't need the fancy 2, 3, 4, 5 prong, sticker. So, yeah. And you know, with it being mid, maybe late fall, it's a little chilly at night. So that's why I was kind of surprised that she wants to do it. She hates the cold just like me. But hey. So, yeah. I'm going to head on over here in my little nook of the woods and, yeah. Now, there's a small rattling sound. Don't be alarmed. That's just part of the tripod. I don't know how to make it not rattle. I might just wrap tape around it. That seems to work for everything. Alright. I'll see y'all over here. There you go. So, you can make a knife, a fork, and a fork out of the same little sapling. So, what I like to do is just to take a small little sapling like this right here, trim these little branches off of it, then cut it off. Now, depending on how long you want it, you know. So, there. Alright. So now you got a stick. Alright. Well, a couple of things you can do with the stick. You can make it a knife. Now, granted, it's not going to be a really good knife. You're not going to be able to chop down trees with it. But it'll help you cut, you know, food. And, yeah, just make the ends sharp. See what I'm saying? But, make a fork. All you gotta do is just split it. Split it once. You ain't gotta do it, you know, 2-3 times. Alright, just push it in there. Work it down. Mine was a little off center, but that's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Then just sharpen the ends if they aren't sharp already. Take the bark off, because that is dirty, and you don't want dirt in your food. Of course, I don't listen to myself, and I do just eat with my hands and so on. But then again, for that very reason, I could end up actually just creating my own immunity to a lot of certain different things. Alright. Alright. And then what you do, take a stick, you jam it down in there, or you can take cord and put it down in there, get more of a controlled spread, and bam, that's a fork. And this is all I do right here when I'm cooking ramen noodles out in the woods. This is all I need. Matter of fact, this is all I really need. I'm happy with that. Just some way to scoop them noodles up and eat them. Alright. A spoon is a little more complicated. When you're making a spoon, looking for the right tree, the right wood is pretty difficult. Now, if the one you're looking for is not like this. You got this, it comes down and curves, and then you got a little branch that comes off. Alright, this is going to be your handle, and this little knot is basically going to be your bowl. Alright, let me zoom it in for you. Alright. Alright. So this right here is going to be your bowl, and all the way up here is going to be your handle. Alright. Now, this isn't dry or anything, but I will show you what you do, and then in a later video I'll show you how I burn it out. Alright? Alright. So let me zoom you out. Alright, once you do that, just cut this branch off. You don't need that. And really, if you're going to make a spoon, I would personally recommend you use dry wood. Because if you don't, in the burnout process, and every time I try a green wood anyway, it split and broke and was rendered unusable as an actual spoon, but you can still use it for other things. Alright. Now, once you got it, this is an ideal piece as far as shape goes, but it could work. I could do it with this. provided it was dry. But anyway, you would cut this off right here, so you got it flat. All right, and then I'm gonna cut the camera off while I saw that piece off, because I like to use a saw. Of course, you could use a knife, but it's quicker if you use a saw. So I'll see y'all. All right, y'all. So this would be your bowl. This is where your bowl's gonna go. All right, but then you would carve up. Never carve into it, or you're not supposed to, but I do. But you carve up to make it more comfortable. Now, once you get to about this point, you can strip all the bark off. That'll just make it even more so comfortable. And you want to make the bowl end wider than the handle end, which is typically why I like using bigger knots, because that's already done for me. I just need to smooth it out. So in this case, what I would need to do is try and grip it down here so I don't cut towards myself. And we'll strip some more bark off. And yeah, the thing with using wet wood, if you do anything with it that involves fire, it pretty much always cracks. As I've said before, you can always get lucky and get something right even though you was doing it wrong. But it's best just to do it right the first time. Alright, it's starting to look a little bit like a spoon now. Alright. And, you know, just fine tune the carving. Smooth everything out. This wouldn't be a very big spoon at all. You would really want to use a much bigger one, especially if you're going to fire harden it. But what you would do with dry wood, you could divot out a little knock right here, which is never quite easy. There, I got a little bit of a knock there. And you drop your coals right there, and then you just hold them there with a stick or something and just blow on them for a while. And that's going to slowly burn into the wood. Okay, now at that point you burn in a little bit, scrape, 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 scrape. Burn in a little bit, scrape, 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 scrape. Burn in a little bit, scrape, 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 scrape. Scrape all that charcoal out. Eventually, you'll get in. And right now I'll show you a picture of what one of my spoons that came out looked like after I was completely done with it. As long as my grandmother lets me touch it. So there's that. And I got a turtle shell back up at the house, and that makes a great bowl. You could use old mussel shells, anything like that. It's just, like I said, your imagination is the limit. Or you could take a piece of dried log and burn yourself out a bowl, which would be great to have, really. A burnout bowl or a clay bowl. Clay is a really good thing to know how to use and do. Best places to find clay are going to be along stream banks. Well, really, that's the best place for usable clay is stream banks, in my opinion. But I've taken clay out of our field. See, around here, we're pretty much built on red clay. So I took some red clay at the field. I cleaned it up. And how you do that is you took it in water, and then you soak it and you crush it up until it's all just clay particles. And then you just take out all the little scrap stuff, like floating bugs or whatever. And then you let it sit for a day. You pour off the top liquid, let it sit for another while, pour off the top liquid. And then what I like to do is I like to let it evaporate down a little bit until it gets to the right consistency to where I can use it. Or you could let it dry out completely, and then you could just crush it into a powder and then use it that way. That's another thing you could do. But anyway, I'm gonna have to do a whole video on just clay. That's probably gonna be a multiple parter, but then again, being as I do 15-30 minute videos in the first place, it ain't gonna make a difference. So, this was just a quick little touch-in video. I might be gone for another 3 days, depending on what happens. But yeah. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I just see y'all in the next few days. Yeah, take care, like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see y'all at some point. Adios.